there is a stat that exists which scares me. I have taken the necessary precautions to my team that is playing in the grand final this weekend to make sure that doesn't come to fruition. I've lit up the sage, as you have seen. I've lit up the candles. I am currently touching wood. No minor premier has gone on to win it. They may have fought in the contest. One never even made it to the grand final. But this Saturday, the Mackay Cutters are the minor premiers. They are my team. I will take the necessary precautions to make sure that in telling you this, I don't jinx it. So without further ado, let's preview the Mackay Cutters versus the Norths Devils in the 2024 BMD Premiership Grand Final. Howdy everyone, it's Sam. Welcome back to Wobble Enjoy Sports. If you're new around here, hope I can get you to consider to like the content and subscribe to the channel. But if you are a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. It is a true top of the table clash in this weekend's grand final in the BMD Premiership for 2024. Let's get stuck straight into the team lists. This Saturday from approximately 2 p.m. from KO Stadium in Redcliffe, the Mackay Cutters host the Norths Devils. I reckon it would be about $1.80 to the Cutters to $2 for the Norths Devils, I'd reckon. Getting into the Cutters team list now, at fullback, Crystal Blackwell. The wingers, Libby Surha and Ebony Rathstrand-Smith. The centres, Shelley Long and Jasmine Peters. And the halves, Kayla Shepherd and Tallulah Tillett. The forward pack, Lyrich Mara, Lillian Yarrow and captain Emma Manzelman. The back row, Bree Chester, Lily Peacock, and Alicia Ford at the lock position. The interchange, Sarika Muka, Shania Power, Pani Rupapere, and S.A. Banu. The reserves, 18th lady is Emily Bella, and Madison Haggerty is the 19th selection. For the Norths Devils, Montoya Hudson is at fullback. Madeline Burton and Denise Perham are the wingers. The centres, Rebecca Davidson and Lauren Dam. The halves pairing, Georgia Hanaway and Jocelyn Kelleher. The forward pack, Aneta Claudia Nuasala, Emily Vivas and Jada Ferguson is the hooker. The back row, Portia Burke, Hannah Larson and Brianna Eels as the lock. And the interchange reads Shauna Barnham, Regan Hicks, Locelio Sita Payne and Jamie Lee Lewis, with Arana Retty as 18th lady for the Norths Devils. This will be the third match between the Cutters and the Devils, and it is the Cutters who lead the overall head-to-head 2-0. The Norths Devils have never defeated the Mackay Cutters in any way, shape or form. This is a match that features the best two attacking teams, just about equal first attacking teams in the competition going head to head, but it is the defense that is the difference, with the Mackay Cutters leaking at least 20 less points in comparison to the Norths Devils. For the Norths Devils, they had a bit of a torrid time in that second half, just for a little while against the Burleigh Bears last weekend in the preliminary final, but they were able to run away with it, 36 points to 12. And for the Mackay Cutters, it was the Clydesdales who scored first in their preliminary final. But the Mackay Cutters, as they've shown all year, they've got the resiliency to come back from anything, and they did come back, and they shut out the Clydesdales from that point on, winning 22 points to 4 to set up this grand final showdown against the Norths Devils. The last time these two sides met, however, was a hugely entertaining contest in the final round, the final game of the regular season at Bishop Park. The Devils going down to the Cutters 26 points to 22. Some of the stats out of that game, 56 tackles were missed by the Norths Devils. That's very, very high. Meanwhile, the Cutters, they missed 25. In the error count, they both finished approximately 68% as an average, making about 8 or 9 errors apiece. For the kicking meters, however, it was the North Devils that had a little bit better of the kicking meters, admittedly, whereas the post-contact meters belonged to the Mackay Cutters. The reason I think, and I rewatched that game, the reason I think that the kicking meters were so good for the North Devils was because of Jada Ferguson out of the hooker position. I thought that she was really solid. She is a Brisbane Broncos NRLW contracted player, and I thought she had a really solid game. And now she's going to have to level up, because the big team list news for both of these sides in this grand final is that Emma Manzelmann returns for the first time since the first week of April. 7 weeks it's been since she has donned the Mackay Cutters jersey, and she walks on in as the captain, and she is going to be a very, very big difference. But speaking of differences, from the last time that these two sides played, it does lie within the North Devils. The North Devils played in that final round without Aneta Claudia Nuasala, Regan Hicks, Lasalio Sita Payne, also Mackenzie Wheel, and their halfback, and arguably the halfback of the season, Jocelyn Kelleher. Now, just also as well, so Mackenzie Wheel also didn't play in that game. She played in the State of Origin contest last Thursday. She has not been named. Obviously, watch this space, a hell of a lot can change. So I wouldn't be surprised if she is a late inclusion, but the massive inclusion there is Jocelyn Kelleher. She is, she has been arguably the halfback of the season. She has found herself inside the top 5 for try assists, line break assists. She has the most kicking meters of anyone in the competition. She's going to win that by a landslide come the end of Sunday as well. And to have her back partnering Georgia Hannaway is huge danger for the Mackay Cutters, because her and Georgia Hannaway have been absolutely exceptional as a halves combination, and Georgia Hannaway alone almost led the North Devils to an upset win against the Mackay Cutters in that final round. They were coming home with a full head of steam, just time ran out on them, unfortunately, and one too many errors occurred for the North Devils. But my word, Georgia Hannaway, she, with much love to Kayla Shepherd, my 5'8" at the Mackay Cutters, Georgia Hannaway surely must be up there as the front runner for the 5'8" of 2024. But with Jocelyn Kelleher as well coming back into the fold, the attack that the Cutters are going to have to now face with Kelleher back in, it's going to be a whole new different set of circumstances. Meanwhile, there is just one other change though for the Mackay Cutters. So Emma Manzelmann obviously didn't play in that final game, and Ebony Raffstrand-Smith did not play in that contest as well. It was Miss Maya Powell, under-19s Premiership winner, that played on the wing alongside Jasmine Peters. But Ebony Raffstrand-Smith, who has been really solid this year, she is going to be back out on the wing partnering her mate Jasmine Peters. The matchups: Ebony Raffstrand-Smith versus Denise Perham, Jasmine Peters versus Rebecca Davidson, Bree Chester coming up against Portia Burke, Tallulah Tillett coming up against Georgia Hannaway. And then Crystal Blackwell floating out the back. She will come in contact with Miss Montoya Hudson as well. I think that edge is going to be where it will be won and lost. In that game, in the final round, I think Rebecca Davidson would say that she took the points against Jasmine Peters. I just think her physicality got the better of Jasmine Peters that day. Admittedly, with all due respect to Miss Maya Powell, who was the winger, it's not her normal partner in crime. And with Ebony Raffstrand-Smith, with a bit more familiarity with Jasmine Peters and Ebony Raffstrand-Smith, maybe that they can contain Rebecca Davidson. But boy howdy, Miss Davidson brought the physicality in that contest a few weeks ago. And then shifting over onto the other side, we've got Madeline Burton and Lauren Dam taking on Shelley Long and Libby Sura. Libby Sura in that game made some key catches and made some key runs for us in that game. And she's been pretty nice, man. She returned against the Western Clydesdales halfway through the year. And I think that she's just improved and improved and improved. And last weekend, I spoke about Shelley Long and how important and how impressive I think she has been since she has returned. What is interesting, however, is that Shania Power will not be starting in the second row, to be standing next to Shelley Long and Kayla Shepherd out there on that left edge attacking wise. It's going to be Lily Peacock in the second row this weekend. Whoa, Lily Peacock over the past 2 weeks has gone to a different level. She has felt the urgency. She has felt that the time is now to activate beast mode, and she has just gone hell for leather over the past fortnight. My word, she has been brilliant, and she is going to be huge when she comes up against Hannah Larson this weekend. Alicia Ford reverting back to the lock is an interesting decision. You could have had yourself Pani Ripapere starting, but I think in any event, Ripapere will come on, and maybe it will be Alicia Ford that moves into the hooker position to give Emma Manselman approximately a 10-minute breather this weekend. Who knows what coach Marco Peters is going to do this weekend, but Alicia Ford certainly does deserve her spot in the 1 to 17. The unfortunate story for the Mackay Cutters, the lady that does miss out, or the 2 ladies that miss out, Madison Hegarty. She was the leading try scorer after 3 rounds, and unfortunately she has found herself on the outer. And then Miss Emily Bella just misses out as jersey 18. I think she has had a strong season for such a young lady. She steered this side around through vital times throughout this season, and it is just it's just rugby league. It's just a ruthless sort of nature. It's what Coach Marco Peters feels is necessary and required. But she's still part of this team that made the grand final, and if the Cutters do win the grand final, and touch wood that they will, she still is a huge vital cog to the machine. So big up, chin up sort of thing to Miss Madison Hegarty and Emily Bella. The other really important thing to note for the North Devils side of things is that the forward pack is by and large very, very different to the final round encounter. Shauna Barnham was the halfback in that contest. Regan Hicks and Miss Payne did not play in that final round, and what happened was that the Mackay Cutters were able to have a fast and powerful game up the middle, hence why they won the post-contact meter battle by and large and had a few more run meters overall. That probably will not be as present, there will not be as much opportunity to take advantage of in behind the ruck. If there's a quick play the ball by Emma Manselman sort of thing, or by one of the forwards, you're going to have Anetta Claudia Nuwasala, you're going to have Lausilio Sita Payne in there as well. That is just a bigger, more experienced body, and so it's not going to be, there may be a bit of ducks and drapes happening there. The hole may actually not be there to run through this weekend. But then again, if you are Sarika Muka, S.A. Barnu, Shania Power, Pani Ripapere, Lyrich Mara, you're just going to knock the friggin' front door down, aren't you? Please excuse my French, but that forward pack battle is worth the price of admission. It's going to be fucking colossal this weekend out at KO Stadium in Redcliffe. And just before I go as well, there's 1 or 2 things I want to mention. Crystal Blackwell, I think she has been magnificent. She has taken my heart very quickly. I don't mean that in a creepy way. I'm just saying I think that I've been so impressed by her so very, very quickly in the space of 12 months. I think she's going to be a superstar in the next 2 to 3 seasons, man. She's been fantastic for us in attack, and she's just gotten tougher. I feel like she's gotten tougher and tougher with every single game that she has played. So Crystal Blackwell, or KB, dude, this weekend I think she's going to be the key to leading the Mackay Cutters to a victory. But yeah, this is truly, like, I'm not taking the mickey. I don't mean to sound like I'm sitting on the fence on purpose, but This is truly a flip of the coin game. The Mackay Cutters, they had the bigger forward pack in round 9, but the North Devils were sitting out 2, 3, 4 big time players as well. Whereas the North Devils, yeah, they're bringing in Jocelyn Kelleher again, the best halfback of 2024, arguably. But now for the Cutters, in comes Emma Manzelmann, if you don't mind. And you all know what I think about Emma Manzelmann. I think she is the best hooker in the game, and she is honestly my favourite player in all of rugby league. I think she is so cool, so damn cool. This is truly a flip of the coin game. Obviously, I'm going to back in the Cutters, but this game is going to go either way. And if it's anything like their round 9 contest with a level up to it, this is going to be a classic. This should be an absolute beauty of a contest. And if you're in Queensland, if you are able to get out there, do it. I think this is going to be such an awesome game, and you should all sit down and watch it as well. So this Saturday, come hell or high water, go the Mackay Cutters. You've done your club, you've done your territory, you've done your town, city proud. You've done this fan proud as well. Just a absolutely sensational season to date. And well, this is also the final BMD Premiership preview video that I'll be doing for 2024. Will I do the New South Wales Rugby League Harvey Norman Women's Premiership fixture? I highly doubt it, but we'll see what happens anyway. But thank you very much to everybody that's tuned in since the start of the season. I've had a lot of fun bringing it to you. I really have. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have had fun creating it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Come on, you Cutters. Go win that premiership. Hashtag Cutters BMD 2024 Premiers, man. So get that into ya. Go Cutters. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Take care. Adios.